I don't think we've seen this one. It's the feathered friend. We love our friend, the feathered friend. This video has been calling to me like the Green Goblin mask. You gotta get all stretched out. When you're going into the feathered friend, who knows what you'll see? Who knows how bad it'll be? Also, yeah, I think we should start a new bingo board. Like, we got bingo on this one. I guarantee, we will be able to fill it out with our good friend, the feathered friend. Oh yeah, the Mosasaurus eating a sup. That's just the beginning of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. He's gonna say,
hey, welcome to a new video. Dinosaurs are prehistoric creatures.
He like wound up the hay. Like the guy waving was just like, he was unsure about whether or not to wave or not. He's just like, do I want to wave for a feathered friend video? But we all want to. We all want to.
Creatures that appeared on Earth approximately 230 million years ago. They ruled the Earth for a period of over 160 million years. Some of them were among the most terrifying predators that ever roamed the land.
Stegosaurus for a predator.
Number 20. The Theosinosaurus was originally discovered by a Mongolian.
I can't tell what's going on with this video, because, like, it looks like this tail section here is in the foreground. But then this is like, it's like this is behind the lady who is behind this. I think it is AI, but I don't know for sure. I mean, the skeleton doesn't look horrible, honestly. That's what makes me concerned about this. It's just like, this looks like a half-decent Dromaeosaur skull. It's not like a fucking... It doesn't look super T-Rexified like everything else that's AI generated. So I don't know if this is like staged for like a documentary or something, or if it's like AI generated. But like the fact that it's the depth of field here or whatever the fuck is going on, it's like, that's what's tripping me up.
Mongolian expedition in 1948. In what is now the
Hold on, what's going on with the foreground here?
By Mongolian...
I think I see what's going on here. Hold on, let's look at this in full motion.
The Theosinosaurus was originally discovered by a Mongolian expedition in 1948.
Okay, I think the foreground here is like a PNG that's overlaid on this whole thing. Okay, so I don't think this is AI. This is just like really weirdly edited. Sorry, I got stun locked on that because that just looked so fucking weird. Anyway, Theosinosaurus. Well, it doesn't look anything like this.
In what is now the Nemegt Formation in the Gobi Desert. These dinosaurs lived in Asia during the late Cretaceous period.
You just said that they lived in Mongolia, so obviously they lived in Asia.
Approximately 70 million years ago. The genus is known only from a few bones, including giant hand claws that gave it the scythe-like appearance.
That is true.
The dinosaurs were enormous, reaching a length of up to 33 feet or 10 meters, and a height of 16.5 feet or 5.
No, that sounds about right.
Possibly weighed over 7 tons.
I mean, again, those are all estimates. With such fragmentary material, it's difficult to get a grasp on this sort of thing without just looking at more complete animals like, I want to say Nothronicus and Segnosaurus are two of the most complete Therizinosaurs. I think only Erlikosaurus has like a fully articulated skull. Therizinosaur skulls do not like to preserve. Just at all.
Everything about this creature was designed like a machine. However, it was a slow-moving, long-necked herbivore with a beak-like mouth and a wide body for food processing.
Designed like a machine? A machine shaped like a Therizinosaur? What the... Okay. Well, we got a meaningless AI statement. That's too easy. Too easy.
Its forelimbs were particularly robust and had 3 fingers with claws. These claws were elongated and had significant curvature only at the tips. The Therizinosaurus had the longest known...
Only at the tips? Are you sure? This looks pretty curved to me. I would say that the curvature is, throughout. So funny that I had one on hand. On hand, you say? Listen, you always need to have a Therizinosaurus claw on hand, just in case of situations like this where the AI says something stupid, and I gotta be able to pull it out and say like, hey, no, that's a curve. I gotta be able to use all my fucking dorky-ass fossils as educational props so that way I can write them off on my taxes.
Hand claws of any land animal, measuring over 3 feet or 1 meter in length.
I don't know if I'd say this is 3 feet. Maybe the largest ones? I don't know. Like, I've never considered myself to be about 3 feet across. No, 30 feet, apparently. Alright then, I guess I got one of the smaller ones.
The Ankylosaurus is a genus of armored dinosaurs that lived during the late Cretaceous period. The dinosaur was also enormous, but it was shorter and wider, measuring up to 33 feet, or 10 meters in length.
Shorter and wider. Like, that is true. It's on the short and squat side. And yeah, this is Tarkia. But, like, honestly, I don't really blame him for using the Tarkia footage. There's not a whole lot of, like, super good Ankylosaurus footage. I love the colors on the Walking with Dinosaurs Ankylosaurus, but dear God, it's just a ball. The Tarkia is, like, it's a better example, I think, honestly. Even if it's not the same genus, I'll give it a pass.
And 6 feet or 1.8 meters in height. The Ankylosaurus was heavily armored with bony plates.
Like, see, it could look like this garbage.
Fossils of this dinosaur have been found in geological formations in North America, and some of the
I
most
already said that.
complete skeletons have been found in Alberta and Montana. Despite its fearsome appearance, Ankylosaurus likely had few natural enemies, due to its size and formidable armor.
Despite its fearsome appearance, it likely had few natural enemies? Despite its fearsome appearance, it likely had few natural enemies due to its fearsome appearance. Okay, so first of all, Tyrannosaurus absolutely still would have predated on Ankylosaurus. I think how effective T-Rex would have been at, dispatching one is debatable. I could easily... That seems like a very even fight to me. Like, I could totally see it going either way. And also, again, as we've explained so many times, they would have been their own enemies. Ankylosaurs fought each other. We know this due to, I believe it is Zool. Because there's an Ankylosaur just named Zool. Which... Is that after Ghostbusters? Is there anything about the name? Okay, so it is after Ghostbusters. That's not as bad as Thanos, I don't think. Scientists are nerds, who knew? Fossils of this Ankylosaur named Zool were found to have fucking dents in them that indicated, yeah, these guys were beating the shit out of each other with their tail clubs. Yeah, not as bad as Draco Rex Hogwartsia. Or of course, Thanos. I gotta make, like a Salmonella-style video talking about fucking the stupid-ass dinosaur names. Because I want there to be justice for Ceraniops. Ceraniops is an okay name. Ceraniops didn't deserve to be fucking depicted as some guy with a soy beard who's shoving Funko Pops up his ass.
Number 18. Somewhere between 71 and 69 million years ago, during the late Cretaceous period, the Carnotaurus roamed South America. It was a large bipedal predator, measuring approximately 26 feet or 8 meters in length, and weighing around 2,200 pounds, or 1,000 kilograms. Its name means meat-eating bull due to its muscular build and short horns above its eyes. The Carnotaurus had...
Well, its name means meat-eating bull because it eats meat. And it's got the horns over its eyes that superficially resemble a bull. Almost had it there. I feel like we're doing kind of badly on bingo, but I know we'll get there.
Had a uniquely heavy and wide skull compared to its relatives. And it also had...
Not really compared to its relatives, no, that's pretty typical of an ableosaur. The thing that makes Carnotaurus stand out is, again, the horns.
Had very small arms with only 2 fingers. In addition to...
That's straight up incorrect. It had, like, 4 fingers. That's pretty much typical for ceratosaurs and ableosaurs.
To its heavy armor and powerful bite, Carnotaurus was also known for its highly aggressive behavior and willingness to fight with other theropods, including the Tyrannosaurus rex.
Oh, that's... do you get your fucking info from Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, bro? That counts as a T-Rex comparison, I don't give a shit. Fuck. That's not even outdated. That is hyping it up as being more badass than it was, because, hey, Carnotaurus, as terrible as Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is, it really did a good job of portraying what a fight between a T-Rex and a Carnotaurus would look like, which is to say, it's not a fight. Also, I totally forgot to do butchered pronunciation for the fucking Ankylosaurus.
Its skull was structurally reinforced to withstand the force of frontal collisions with other dinosaurs. Despite its reputation as a fearsome predator,
I don't actually know anything about that. My understanding is that, like, the horns wouldn't have been really used for... Like, it wasn't engaging in sort of Pachycephalosaurus-style headbutting. Like, the sort of social animation that you'll see it perform in Jurassic World Evolution 2, where they kind of just, like, just sort of push each other. Like, not gently exactly, but just sort of like... It's like a shoving match. Like, that seems pretty reasonable for what you might expect out of a Carnotaurus.
some scientists have suggested that the Carnotaurus was more of a scavenger than an active hunter.
Who the fuck is saying that? Was that an instance of the AI getting confused there? Because I think, like, with the small arms that have 2 fingers on it, and, like, talking about T-Rex, and ending off with the scavenger thing, I think it was confusing Carnotaurus with T-Rex. I'm going to count that. I'm pretty sure it got Carnotaurus and T-Rex mixed up there. That is not true for Carnotaurus or T-Rex, by the way. Most carnivores will scavenge if they have the opportunity to do so, because it's free food. Scavenging opportunities don't come up, like, all that often, especially when you're, like, a really big, warm-blooded animal that's, like, expending a lot of energy just moving around and shit. You're gonna have to hunt. It's just what you gotta do.
Number 17. 2 words you never want to hear in the same sentence, especially for the sake of other species in its vicinity: dinosaur and venomous. Cernithosaurus.
Oh boy, okay, highly outdated fact, Cernithosaurus was not venomous. Okay, harmless. Like, not harmless, but yeah, there's monitor lizards you can get as a pet that are more dangerous than that. This is a relatively old theory based on the dentition of Cernithosaurus. Can we get a skull here? Okay, so basically there's like this little hollow area right above the teeth, and it's got like these super long teeth like right in the middle of its that's the maxilla, right? The maxilla is the top one, the mandible's the bottom one. Like, right at the top of the maxilla. And so, for a while, it was hypothesized that, hey, maybe this is like a venom gland, and these very long, exaggerated teeth are like fangs. They're like, you know, venom-injecting fangs. This has been widely debated, and I want to say pretty sufficiently debunked. It's a cool theory. I would not mind the idea of an actually venomous dinosaur. I think it is within the realm of possibility. If you want a toxic dinosaur, there is the patui bird. Yeah, this is a poisonous bird. Don't try and eat it. It is covered in poison. It's called the patui bird because you try to eat it, you go like, ugh, patui. Don't clip that. Don't clip that as like a hawk to a joke, because it wasn't. This isn't a hawk either. Stop it. It's not funny.
lived during the early Cretaceous period in what is now China. Its fossils have been found.
We had another one. We had another one. Also, yeah, that was an unrelated creature. This is like some kind of Oviraptorosaur. This looks like it could be Sisyphosaurus or something. We got another fuck up. We got another fuck up from the feathered friend. I'm so happy. I'm waiting for another one ever since the Tyrannosaurus was one of the Oh, Epidexipteryx. Epidexipteryx. Fuck. Oh, it's a reconstruction before Yichi. Okay, yeah, because this is a relative. Okay. Okay.
Cernithosaurus had several bird-like features.
Soraphagonics. Well, if we didn't have fucking butchered pronunciation, we got it now.
This is one of the earliest known cases of venom being used as a hunting weapon in dinosaurs. Additionally,
no, it's the only one. That's what made Cernithosaurus, like, a big topic for discussion. It's like, is this the only confirmed case of an actually venomous dinosaur? And it turned out the answer was no.
Number 16. With a length of approximately 26 feet or 8 meters, Gigantoaptor is the largest known oviraptorid dinosaur and was many times bigger than other members of the group.
That is true.
Gigantoaptor, also known as the giant thief, is an extinct dinosaur that lived during the late Cretaceous period in China, around 71 to 65 million years ago.
I was under the impression that Gigantoaptor was Mongolian. Let me double check that. Isn't it Gigantoaptor Mongoliensis? No, it's not Mongoliensis. Yeah, it's Mongolia. So, you're wrong about that, but I don't have fucking inaccurate geography on my bingo list. So you win this round. Oh, Inner Mongolia is a part of China? I didn't know that. Okay, so it's technically Chinese. You win this round, Stinky.
Some scientists believe that Gigantoaptor may have lived in groups and even cared for the young, similar to modern birds. Number 15.
It looped at the end there.
The Stegosaurus is also known as the dumbest dinosaur because it had a brain the size of a walnut.
That's just mean! This is a dangerous animal I'm glad is extinct and you come right out of the gate insulting it? Look how stupid he was. Look what a freak of nature this was. Was the most grotesque animal.
It's characterized by the distinctive upright plates along its back and spikes on its tail. These plates could help regulate the animal's body temperature. Despite its larger size,
plates are a little bit of a... The plates are a bit of a... I don't know if I want to say contentious topic, but it's like we're not super 100% sure what they are for. They might have been a defensive structure because, like, you know, they're, as far as I'm aware, analogous to, like, you know, the osteoderms on Ankylosaurs because they're both thyreophorans. I have no idea why it's showing more Cernithosaurus footage again. They might have been just for display. It might have been a situation where it was both. I honestly don't think it would have been for thermoregulation. That seems like pretty outdated answer to a lot of structures on dinosaur backs, or, you know, just fucking prehistoric reptile backs. Like, you got the same thing with Dimetrodon and Dilophosaurus.
Averaging up to 29.5 feet or 9 meters in length and weighing up to 5 tons, the Stegosaurus is believed to have been a
Why did you say it like that? Weighing up to 5 tons?
relatively slowly moving dinosaur. When encountering predators,
Why?
it used its spiky tail to defend itself. The Stegosaurus is also...
You can't put shit like this on the bingo board. I mean, you can put shit like this on the bingo board. Unrelated animal uses B-roll. But, like, that was just a near goddamn minute of fucking Cernithosaurus footage in the middle of the Stegosaurus section. Like, why? What happened?
Notable as one of the first dinosaurs discovered and named by scientists, with fossils found in the late 19th century in the western United States.
Maybe one of the first ones. Not really, because like the first couple were Megalosaurus and Iguanodon. Also, we're back on Cernithosaurus again. What the fuck? Like, most of the early ones were found in Britain. Like, actually getting into American paleontology took a little while because, you know, they had to get the fuck over to America. And even then, they would have come into the East Coast first and found, like, the first few Appalachian dinosaurs like Hadrosaurus and Diplosaurus. So, there.
Although it's one of the most recognizable dinosaurs, there's still much about this creature that remains a mystery to scientists. For example, the function and arrangements of its plates continue to be a subject of debate, with various hypotheses attempting to explain their purpose.
You just said they were for thermoregulation.
Additionally, much is still unknown about the behavior, reproduction, and social life of the Stegosaurus.
Oh yeah, the reproduction, because it's like all those fucking like New Earth creationists who are just like putting two toys of a Stegosaurus on top of each other basically and saying, hey, something's not adding up here. How are these things fucking? Someone is lying to us. It's like, try the same thing with an elephant. Those actually, you know, you can see those. My guess for how Stegosaurus mated, because I guess I have to put thought into this sort of thing now, is that the female probably would have like lied down on her side, and the male would have like kind of walked on over and had a... I'm gonna assume he's got a prehensile penis, because, like, a lot of big animals do. Whales got it, elephants got it. Boy, howdy do rhinos have it, because I've seen it. And yeah, copulation probably wouldn't have needed to last too long. Just, like, as long as it needs to for him to, like, schloomp his goomp in there. So, that's how I imagine it would have gone down.
14. If you think this dinosaur looks extra menacing, that's because it was. Firstly, its name is derived from the shark genus Carcharodon. Secondly, it's known for its enormous skull, measuring between 4 feet 8 inches and 5 feet 4 inches, or 1.42 and 1.63 meters in length. so just imagine how the rest of its body looked. Carodonttosaurus is a genus of large carnivorous dinosaurs that lived during the Cenomanian stage of the late Cretaceous period in North Africa.
I'm pretty sure Carodonttosaurus was early Cretaceous. I might be wrong about this. It's like right there, right at the beginning of the late Cretaceous. See, this is why Middle Cretaceous is a useful fucking term, because it's in the middle of the Cretaceous. Fucking paleontology.
It was one of the largest and heaviest carnivorous dinosaurs, estimated to weigh around 6 to 15 tons and reach a length of up to 43 feet or 13 meters.
Okay.
It's believed to have been a formidable...
That's reasonable size estimates. Carodonttosaurus and its relatives like Gigantoaptor and Maposaurus likely would have been as long, if not potentially longer than T-Rex, but T-Rex was very likely heavier. It was much more robustly built. Like, you see skeletal comparisons of the two, you'll see that, like, the Carodonttosaurs are thin and flat, and the T-Rex is womp. Carodonttosaurus is like, we're not talking about this, and Spinosaurus is like, we're not talking about this, we're talking about this.
Hunter that possibly hunted in groups, and there's evidence to suggest...
Hunted in groups. Pack hunting mentioned. Let's go. We just need Megalodon. Fuck. There is no evidence to suggest that Carodonttosaurus hunted in groups. No evidence to suggest it. Maybe it did. It's hard to say, because there's no evidence supporting or against it.
Number 13. You're looking at one of the earliest known genera of dinosaurs, estimated to have lived approximately 228 to 201 million years ago.
The frame rate is so bad. And it's more Cernithosaurus. This guy fucking loves Cernithosaurus.
The first fossils of Celophysis were...
Celophysis? You even got it with the proper, like, soft C pronunciation. Because it's not Colophysis, like I've heard some people try to pronounce it. It's Dilophosaurus.
Elongated, slender hind legs and short arms with 3 fingers. Despite its small size...
Also, I don't think Dilophosaurus had 3 fingers. I want to say that had, like, at least 4, maybe even 5. Because again, like, this was, like we were talking about earlier, this is a very early dinosaur from the late Triassic. It probably would have, like, the 4th finger, certainly the 5th one, if it did have one, I want to say it had at least 4. The 4th finger would have been reduced, and if it did have a 5th finger, it probably would have been, like, maybe even just, like, a single bone inside the hand, and it wouldn't have even had a claw on it. But yeah, I want to say this had at least 4 fingers.
As a highly social dinosaur, it likely lived in large groups, and may have exhibited social behavior, such as parental care. Interestingly...
Okay, that is at least based on bone beds of Coelophysis, which show a lot of them dead together in one place, which is also where the idea that Coelophysis was cannibalistic came from, because one of those Coelophysis was found with stomach contents that looked like a juvenile Coelophysis. I think they were eventually found to be some other kind of reptile. Not to say that Coelophysis wouldn't have been cannibalistic, because, again, a lot of carnivorous animals are.
It may have hunted in groups to overpower larger prey. Celophysis is also remarkable because it's one of the most abundant...
Pack hunting again, mentioned, noted.
Number 12. Jurassic Park would have gotten 2 things wrong about this next dinosaur. Despite being depicted...
Okay, Jurassic Park got a lot of things wrong about Dilophosaurus. Number 1, the size. It's way too small. Dilophosaurus was about a 20-foot long animal. This was actually accurately depicted in the book. The Dilophosaurus was properly huge in the book. It was able to, like, grab Nedry by the head and, like, pick him up, lift him fully off the ground. Isn't a juvenile in the movie? It's never explicitly stated to be, and then in Dominion, you have, like, a bunch of Dilophosaurus that are basically all the same size as the one in the first Jurassic Park, which kind of leads you to believe that, oh, I guess they're all just like this. That's their max size. Bleh. I think there was, like, a deleted scene in Fallen Kingdom that would have had, like, a full-grown, like, actually 20-foot long Dilophosaurus, but, like, it never made it in the movie, so what the fuck ever. The fucking Spinosaurus was supposed to show up in Fallen Kingdom. The Telltale game is kind of stated. Telltale game is in a bizarre little realm of canonicity. But yeah, so for one thing, the size is wrong. Second thing, the frill, didn't have it. I understand that they're trying to say, like, oh, this is a soft tissue structure. It could not have been. This would have needed to have been supported by bones. I'm pretty sure that, like, on modern day frilled lizards... Can I get a frilled lizard skeleton, please? Yeah, you can see that there are bones that support this structure on modern day frilled lizards, which is where the inspiration for the frill on Dilophosaurus came from. Also, the head shape isn't great. It's kind of boxy and a little T-Rex-ish, and it doesn't have the little notch in its jaw, like right around here, that it should have. A lot of animals had this back then. I think Dilophosaurus had it too, actually. This was especially common, like, around this time. Like, Dimetrodon had it too, actually. Like, this little notch in the jaw. Some people have interpreted that as meaning, like, these, the animals that had this may have been piscivorous. They may have been fish eaters. I have no idea, honestly. A lot of debate has been done around Dilophosaurus and how it hunted, or how it survived even, because it has a relatively weak bite force, like relatively weak jaws compared to other theropods. But again, like, if you're comparing that sort of thing to, like, T-Rex or Allosaurus, when this is only a 20-foot long early Jurassic animal, then fuck off. Fuck off, honestly. You're not arguing anything constructive there. It's possible. I have no idea. Like, hey, maybe this is a case of, I don't know, fishing gigantism. I don't... fuck it, I'll call it that. Fishing gigantism. Because we've seen that with Spinosaurus, we've seen that with Osteoraptor, and hey, even to a certain extent, Dinochirus. Because we have found fish material in the stomach contents of Dinochirus, and that is the biggest ornithomimid that we know of. Not to mention, you know, everything that lives in the ocean that just eats lots of fish and gets really fucking huge. Because Dilophosaurus, and Cryolophosaurus, which also had a similar notch in its jaw, and lived around the same time frame as Dilophosaurus, they were around the biggest predatory dinosaurs of their time and area. So it's possible that maybe they got that big by being fish eaters, and this is like an example of that sort of gigantism. I have no idea. That would be a hat I'd throw in the ring, and then the paleontologists who actually do this for a living would be like, that's fucking stupid, and here's why.
Depicted as a small venomous dinosaur in
Oh yeah, the venom. That's the other thing they got wrong. Yeah, it probably wasn't. Mostly because, again, this was a huge animal. There wouldn't really need to be much that it would need to, like, actually use venom on in order to dispatch it. And even then, it spits venom, which is only a trait we really see used defensively in things like spitting cobras. Spitting cobras aren't shooting their venom. They're not, like, spitting it at their prey. They are biting their prey. They're spitting venom at predators, including what they think are predators, which is humans, which sucks for humans.
Jurassic Park, the real Dilophosaurus was actually a much larger and more formidable predator.
Based when dinosaurs roamed America, Dilophosaurus. The roar, I can still hear it. It's beautiful.
It also didn't screech or spit venom. Dilophosaurus gets its name.
You can't say whether or not it screeched. Come on. We know that dinosaurs were vocal animals now.
This dinosaur is considered to be a skilled hunter, with sharp teeth and powerful jaws that could bring down prey much larger than itself.
Not really. I mean, larger than itself, I would say, honestly, probably no. And again, comparatively speaking, its bite force was relatively weak. So saying it had powerful jaws isn't the most accurate. Like, you see it here bringing down the Ankylosaurus. It's really not bigger than it.
While it's often displayed in popular culture with a neck frill, like a frilled lizard, there's no evidence that it actually had that feature. However, recent fossil evidence suggests that Dilophosaurus was capable of hunting other dinosaurs. Some scientists believe it could reach speeds of up to 30.
Yeah. What? What do you mean recent evidence suggests that it was hunting other dinosaurs? What evidence suggests that? Aside from it being fucking obvious.
Dilophosaurus had leaf-shaped teeth that were serrated, allowing it to inflict deep, crippling wounds on its prey.
I don't know if I would describe its teeth as leaf-shaped. They were probably just like a lot of other theropod teeth, like thin, blade-like serrated teeth.
Number 11. Majungasaurus is named after the city of Mahajanga in Madagascar, where the first fossils of this dinosaur were discovered in the early 20th century. It's unique among theropod dinosaurs.
He's gonna talk about the cannibalism thing.
Because it had a lower jaw that could move sideways, allowing it to chew its food more effectively.
Okay, I've never heard that Majungasaurus could, like, move its jaw sideways. I would not imagine that this is an adaptation, like, assuming it does have this, I would not assume that this is an adaptation for chewing, because theropod teeth are under no circumstances designed to chew. Theropod teeth are designed to, like, rip food into chunks that they can then swallow whole. If this adaptation did exist, then I would assume it is for creating lacerations, like, on prey. Like, I've heard a decent amount about Majungasaurus. I've never heard about this, like, sideways moving jaw thing.
Additionally, Majungasaurus is sometimes called the cannibal dinosaur because of its distinctive dental features, as it's believed to have consumed not only meat, but also bones of other dinosaurs. Although the exact—
What the fuck? The thing that everyone talks about with Majungasaurus. And it's like, you've totally flubbed it. It was right there, and you missed it. It is called the cannibal dinosaur because there is direct evidence of cannibalism in Majungasaurus. There are bones of Majungasaurus with teeth marks on them that could only have been made by another Majungasaurus. We know this. And yeah, like, eating bones has nothing to do with cannibalism. Hell, just like the shape of its teeth wouldn't do that either. 'Cause, like, what does that have to do with anything? It's called a cannibal dinosaur because it's a cannibal dinosaur. It's an easy thing to get right, and the AI fucks it up anyway.
It may have also been a social dinosaur, as there's evidence of it living in groups and engaging in behaviors such as cooperative hunting.
There's evidence of it engaging in behavior that shows them eating each other, you fuck! That is the evidence that we have of Majungasaurus being next to one another. All we know, data point of 1, is that they ate each other. There is nothing to suggest that these guys would have been cooperative hunters. I don't even think there's anything to suggest they would have needed to have been unless they were trying to take down a sauropod or something.
Scientists have found evidence of bite marks on some Majungasaurus fossils, suggesting that it may have been attacked by other predators, or even engaged in fights with other members of its own species. Number 10.
I fucking give up.
The Utah Raptor roamed the Earth around 125 million years ago, long before the mass extinction that wiped out all the dinosaurs at the end of the Cretaceous period. With its sickle—
That was a pretty good reconstruction of the Jurassic Park raptors as Utah raptors. They got, like, the little tooth whirl at the bottom there. Yeah, what other predators? What other predators, the feathered friend? What other prominent predators are there in the Majunga formation?
Long before the mass extinction that wiped out all the dinosaurs.
No, like, they even got the fact that it would have had, like a stiff tongue. Like, some research has been done on this. Like, in the original Jurassic Park scene, when this raptor is, like, hissing, it, like, kind of wiggles its tongue a little bit. But some research has been done on dinosaur tongues, and believe that they would have had, like, stiff tongues that are, like, kind of locked in place in their mouth like crocodiles do, as opposed to more mobile tongues the way that birds do. So this reconstruction actually got that right. I don't know if it would have had, like, the sort of hanging open mouth thing that it's got going on here, but on the bottom jaw, the mandible of Utah Raptor, you will see these sort of protruding teeth in this kind of whorl formation. I just think that it probably would have been covered in skin, but you know what? This is still a good reconstruction.
At the end of the Cretaceous period. With its sickle-shaped claws measuring up to 23 centimeters long, Utah Raptor is one of the largest and most fearsome dinosaurs.
No, it's okay. Fuck it. It is the largest dromaeosaur. It is a big fish in a little pond. Utah Raptor was about, again, 20 feet long. Huge for a dromaeosaur. Fucking massive for a dromaeosaur. Like I mentioned in my last park build video, this thing is about the weight of a polar bear. by dinosaur standards, it's still pretty fucking small. Like, again, like, you're pitting this up against shit like Carodonttosaurus and T-Rex and Spinosaurus in terms of size. Don't even get me started on sauropods. Even the smaller sauropods would have fucking destroyed Utahraptor in terms of size.
Utahraptor was likely a fast and agile dinosaur, capable of running at speeds of up to 28 miles per hour.
No, not really. Dromaeosaur legs, unfortunately, I hate to disappoint everyone in chat, they weren't really built for speed. Dromaeosaurs weren't exactly speed demons. Their legs just aren't built for it. They probably would have been agile, but not, like, speedy. I think they would have been, like, good jumpers. Which probably makes sense, because a lot of theories suggest that the main purpose of their Soko Claw was to, like, grasp onto their prey. So if they're, like, jumping onto the back of it and, like, hooking onto it so that they can bite at it with their teeth and slash at it with their talons, then, like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And then Utahraptor being such a massive animal, you know, compared to other dromaeosaurs, probably would have specialized more into, like, stealth and strength than it would have into mobility.
Or 48 kilometers an hour. Some scientists believe that Utahraptor hunted in groups, employing tactics similar to modern hawks or wolves to empower prey much larger than themselves. It could.
Do hawks hunt in groups? I think crows will hunt with, like, coyotes and shit. Apparently they do, huh? Harris's hawks do. Okay, okay. Interesting. Fascinating. I did not know that. I fucking knew chat was gonna go into the hawk Tua jokes. Hawks hunting in groups? 2 hawks?
Number 9. The name Maposaurus means earth lizard in the language of the indigenous Mapuche people of Argentina.
We have another Carodonttosaurus. If we get one more, which I'm pretty sure we will with Gigantoaptor, we can cross this one off. Surprisingly, it's all been dinosaurs, like, actually so far. I mean, okay, we've also had 2 dromaeosaurs, if I'm not mistaken, with one being Cernithosaurus and then the other one being Utahraptor. We've also had 2 ablesaurs. I sincerely doubt we're going to get another one of those, because Carnotaurus and Majungasaurus are the only ones that people know.
Maposaurus hunted in groups, using its size and strength to overpower the largest dinosaurs that roamed the plains of the ancient South America.
That footage is from the Chased by Dinosaurs episode about Gigantoaptor, but that really should have been Maposaurus in that episode anyway, because they were hunting Argentinosaurus, which Gigantosaurus was not contemporary with. Maposaurus was, though.
Despite its enormous size, Maposaurus could likely run at speeds of up to 20 miles per hour, or 32 kilometers per hour.
No, it probably couldn't.
It may have been the most dominant predator in its ecosystem, but there were other large carnivores in the area, such as the Gigantosaurus, which we'll discuss later.
Which we'll discuss later. Also, that's an ablesaur. Cross it off. 3 Carodonttosaurs in one list.
The remains of Maposaurus are potentially the earliest known evidence of Titanosaurs, a dominant group of herbivores from the late Cretaceous period.
What? Maposaurus was a Carodonttosaur, not a Titanosaur. Also, Maposaurus is a relatively recent discovery. We've known about Titanosaurs for a while. Like a damn long while. When was Titanosaurus first discovered? 1877. 1877. Now granted, Titanosaurus is a dubious genus. You know, maybe there's a better one. How about Allosaurus? When was this discovered? 1922! I don't even think you can definitively say that, like, oh, timeline-wise, like in terms of, you know, dinosaur timelines, like these are some of the earliest Titanosaurs. No, I don't believe that's the case at all. I believe you're wrong.
Number 8. Diploticus was one of the largest dinosaurs to ever have existed.
That's a Brachiosaurus, but even then, for how long it was, Diploticus was actually relatively lightly built compared to things like Titanosaurs and even contemporary macronarian sauropods like Brachiosaurus.
Or 27 meters in length. Though it had a relatively small head compared to its body size, it had sharp teeth that it used to consume vegetation.
I was so worried he was going to say it had sharp teeth that it used to consume meat. It's not super accurate to call the teeth sharp. They're more like pencils. Yeah, you can see them kind of jutting out like that. It's like if your fingers were turned to bone, and then they were also your teeth. That's what Diploticus teeth are like. They're so weird looking. They just kind of like schloomp out of the front of their face. They're pretty much there to like strip the vegetation off of like twigs and stuff. It's a weird comparison, but it's like the vegetation equivalent of like filter feeding. Schloomp this, and whatever's left, that's what you eat.
In addition to its long neck, Diploticus had a whip-like tail that it could use to deter predators or produce a loud cracking sound as a form of display or communication. These herbivores died.
I think I have actually heard that the Diploticus tail breaking the sound barrier thing with its whippy tail is inaccurate.
Dinosaurs lived in herds and likely fed on ferns and other small plants that grew in the late Jurassic forest systems in which they lived.
Okay, it is very likely possible that Diploticus would have been moving in herds, because there is evidence to show that like sauropods did move in groups together, including like large family groups consisting of multiple different age ranges. I'm pretty sure there are trackways that show both adult and juvenile sauropod footprints all mixed together. So yes, this is that is accurate.
There's evidence to suggest that Diploticus may have migrated in herds, moving seasonally to take advantage of different food sources in different parts of their habitat. In my fucking dictionary, like, Jesus, like,
What? Huh?
Diploticus may have migrated in herds, moving seasonally to take advantage of different food sources in different parts of their habitat. In my fucking dictionary, like, Jesus, like,
Nothing you said was even that complicated. Am I a fucking dictionary? These guys are going to a habitat? Fucking... Is the AI fighting back? I am so fucking confused. Is this guy real or not? Reminds me of the new Captain America where Sam does the whole "in English please" when the most complicated word said to him was genetic. These animals migrated to different parts of their habitat? What am I, a fucking dictionary? The worst part is I still can't even tell if this is fucking real or not. Was that AI? Or was that him?
Tarbosaurus was a species of tyrannosaur dinosaur that lived in Asia during the late Cretaceous, approximately 70 million years ago. Tarbosaurus was a large carnivore that could reach lengths of 39 feet, or 12 meters, and weigh up to 6 tons. Fossils of Tarbosaurus have been found in Mongolia, China, and Russia. Tarbosaurus was a top predator and had a large, heavy...
I've never heard about Tarbosaurus being found in Russia, but what the fuck ever. Russia is probably also a part of China.
Like other tyrannosaurids, it had small forelimbs with 2-fingered hands, primarily used for grasping and holding on to prey.
You can't definitively say what tyrannosaur hands are used for. Fucking paleontologists can't do that shit. Give me a break, buddy.
Closest living relatives of dinosaurs like Tarbosaurus are birds, and in fact, there are many similarities between the two groups, such as the structure of the hip joint and feathers found on some dinosaur fossils. Studies on Tarbosaurus individuals...
I think that was just because he had no idea what else to say about Tarbosaurus, and it's just like, fuck it, they're similar to birds. Like, yes, it's true, because birds are dinosaurs, but like, Jesus Christ, that was just kind of a meaningless little aside.
Growth rates have also shown that they grow much faster than other animals in similar size, such as crocodiles or other large animals. Number 6. You might already recognize Velociraptor from the Jurassic World movies, but in real life...
No, I recognize them from this much better movie called Jurassic Park. Okay. Call me crazy. Velociraptor is the Super Mario Bros. 2 of dinosaurs. I will let you sit with that one for a second so you can try to understand what the fuck I'm saying about that. You get it. Okay. Someone gets it. Because, like, I feel like Velociraptor is just this thing where it's like, its existence is like a piece of trivia. Because everybody knows Velociraptor from Jurassic Park. When they think of a Velociraptor, that's what they think of. But did you know that actually, Velociraptor was way smaller and covered in feathers and looked basically nothing like the Jurassic Park Velociraptor. Like, that's the thing you gotta say every single time to let people know that you know what you're talking about with dinosaurs. Yeah, Velociraptor was actually called Doki Doki Panic in Japan.
Like modern wolves, velociraptors hunted in groups to overpower large prey.
For fuck's sake. None of these, no, how many times can I cross off pack hunting? There is evidence that the closely related Deinonychus hunted in packs. There is not evidence for Velociraptor doing the same thing. Deinonychus is the animal that the Velociraptors in Jurassic Park were based on, which only serves to add to the fucking confusion. I'm tired.
Velociraptor had a slender, elongated snout with a large number of sharp teeth.
True.
It used its snout.
In fact, more tax write-offs, baby! So if you want to compare the skull of the Velociraptor in Jurassic Park to an actual Velociraptor skull, then you can definitely see the differences. The actual Velociraptor skull is much thinner, much more slender. It doesn't have that same kind of boxy shape with the head. And, as you can see, this is a life-size one. It is quite small. The famous killing claw of the Velociraptor. Not quite as big as the one Alan Grant shows off in the movie when he's terrifying the little kid. Maybe it'll slice you here, or here, or maybe across the stomach, spilling out your intestines. You know, maybe, if it can reach it like that.
The most distinctive feature of Velociraptor was a large claw on the second toe of each foot, which would have been used to slash and stab at prey. Despite its relatively small size, Velociraptor was covered in feathers, which likely served various functions.
Okay, you said earlier in the video that despite its large size, Gigantoaptor was covered in feathers, and I gave that one a pass because there does seem to be some sort of indication that as dinosaurs get bigger, they likely lose their feathered coating. This seems to be the case with tyrannosaurs and just dinosaurs in general. That seems to be a thing that happens. I'm willing to give you a pass on that one. You can't just say that despite Velociraptor's small size, it too was covered in feathers. That doesn't make sense. Despite being the size of a turkey, it was similarly covered in feathers. That's what you fucking sound like. That's what it sounds like when you say that.
Including insulation and probably even assisting with flight. These formidable packs lived during the late Cretaceous in what is now China.
Also, I sincerely doubt that Velociraptor was, like, flying. I imagine that it probably could have used its wings to get a bit of a boost while jumping in the same way that, like, chickens can kind of do. But I don't think that this was, like, a flying animal. But I guess that could depend on your definition of what flight is.
China and Mongolia, coexisting with other famous dinosaurs. However, some scientists believe that velociraptors may have been more closely related to birds than other dinosaurs.
That is such a broad fucking statement. Like, are velociraptors more closely related to birds than they are to fucking Ankylosaurus? Yeah? Chickens can straight up fly, bad example. Okay, well, something else that just... You know what I mean. I'm honestly shocked that this has actually all been dinosaurs. Like, we haven't had one that's not a dinosaur yet.
Number 5. If there's a dinosaur you never, and I mean never want to encounter in a dark alley,
I fully expected to jinx myself, and instead it's my boy.
It's definitely the Allosaurus. The Allosaurus was a terribly aggressive dinosaur with a bite worse than its bark, and enough muscle power to back up its unpleasant personality.
All of that is true. Allosaurs were apparently very aggressive. They were mean motherfuckers, and they picked fights with everything. And they were not always fights they could win. Allosaurus got beat the fuck up. Like a lot. And there's a lot of evidence to show this. He's gonna talk about the fact that they were pack hunting, though.
Some sources even suggest that Allosaurus was capable of swimming in shallow water or wading, making it a double threat. It was...
Okay, a lot of fucking dinosaurs. Dinosaurs could just kind of swim. What, you think it's gonna fucking lunge out of the water at you like a crocodile? I don't think that was quite Allosaurus's MO.
It could reach lengths of up to 35 feet, or 2.7 meters.
35 feet is around the estimate I would give for Soraphagonics, maybe. Assuming you're lumping in, you know, Allosaurus maximus or Allosaurus annex into just Allosaurus in general, then fuck it, whatever. This is why I support the existence of Soraphagonics just as a genus, because number one, way cooler name. Number two, it just makes distinguishing these guys so much fucking easier. Like, I don't have to be like, oh, if you count this as this and this is... Like, it's useful. It's a useful fucking name.
While Allosaurus was one of the top predators of its time, it likely also scavenged on the carcasses of other large dinosaurs.
So did basically all carnivores. Meaningless statement.
The hollow shape of Allosaurus's vertebrae is
San Diego Natural History Museum. Let's fucking go. Let's go. Represent, baby.
Allosaurus likely hunted large herbivorous dinosaurs like the Stegosaurus, but it could also prey on smaller animals.
There is direct evidence showing that Allosaurus and Stegosaurus would get in fights, like the one that got stabbed directly into its peanuts. Poor son of a bitch. Big Al lived a rough life. Didn't get hit with the old penis stab.
When truly hungry. Number 4. Soraphagonics was a large dinosaur.
Okay, our... Now I just gotta take back what I was saying about the length of Allosaurus, because how mad can I be that he's actually showing Soraphagonics? You know? How upset can I be? Like, yeah, you know what? You distinguish them, but immediately after saying that, like, I would say some of the top estimates of Soraphagonics' length are attributable to Allosaurus. Like, how big are you gonna say this one fucking is?
Dinosaur that lived during the late Jurassic in what is now Oklahoma, United States. It's one of the largest known theropod dinosaurs, with estimates suggesting it could reach lengths of 39 to 46 feet, or 12 to
46. Holy shit, dude. 39 again, that's like upper estimates, maybe. Like 35, 39 range, I will totally give you. 46 feet? That's insane. I think we have our wild size overestimate. Dude, that's like bigger than T-Rex. God, we don't have a bingo yet. We're not even close to one, really.
The name Soraphagonics means lizard-eating master, reflecting its powerful carnivorous nature, likely feeding on various large dinosaurs and other prey. While not much is known about the behavior of Soraphagonics, it likely hunts...
I feel like he's pronouncing it differently every single time. Like, granted, I will shift between Soraphagonics and Soraphagonics frequently. That mostly just comes down to how my tongue is feeling that particular instance. They said it was lighter than Allosaurus. Jesus fucking Christ. That's what happens. That's what happens when you're just like, hey, Soraphagonics and Allosaurus are the same thing for so long that now it just like muddies up everything. I mean, granted, it's AI, so it would have gotten confused either way.
...did in groups to overpower large prey. It had an extremely powerful bite, even stronger than its relative Allosaurus. This is suggested by the presence of robust spoon-shaped teeth, well suited for bone crushing, as well as the deep, wide skull that provided ample space for large jaw muscles. Estimates indicate that it could exert a bite force of up...
Hold up, what is even... Do I have to look up Soraphagonics known material or Allosaurus annex known material? Okay, so there's very little skull material for Soraphagonics. It's like just kind of right here behind the orbit. This is a very fragmentary animal.
Despite its imposing size and impressive offensive capabilities, Soraphagonics was not at the top of the food chain in the late Jurassic. This is because it likely shared its habitat with several other large carnivorous dinosaurs.
Yeah, but like it was the biggest, if not at least tied with Torvosaurus. It would have been top of the food chain, basically. Allosaurus, or the other Allosaurus species, however you want to fucking slice that dice, like, they were all a lot smaller than it. You could maybe say that, like, Torvosaurus was the top one. Even then, I don't know, a case could be made for niche partitioning between, like, the Allosaurs and Torvosaurus being a megalosaur, and even Ceratosaurus. An argument could be made for niche partitioning. The reality is they probably were just, like, all eating the same stuff. And my guess is that like Soraphagonics and Torvosaurus being the two biggest ones probably would have outcompeted the other smaller ones when it came to disputes like this one here. Isn't this comparable to tigers and lions where they share ecosystems with two apex predators? Yeah, and also the African savanna is the example I always go to for this, where it's just like there's lions and hyenas and leopards and cheetahs and painted dogs and all this shit and fucking crocodiles and shit, Nile crocodiles. There's so many predatory animals that all exist in the same place and basically eat the same shit. Now, some of them have different hunting tactics. For example, like the crocodiles will be way different as opposed to the lions, because the crocodiles will, like, wait for zebras and wildebeest to migrate across certain rivers that they know they're going to cross, and just like take as many as they can and just stock up on that, and they're good for fucking months. They don't have to eat for months, as opposed to lions, who are pretty much out there all the time. They're working in coordinated groups. Painted dogs are almost like, I would suppose, analogous to humans in that they just sort of use their superior stamina to run down basically anything. And then cheetahs are like the snipers. They're just like single target, get one, do it fast, boom, you're done. Leopards are also very different. So everyone is doing something different in order to basically get the same food. Do crocodiles salt their kills and stick them into barrels to preserve them? I think it's more like they just kind of don't give a shit how rotten it is. Because their stomach acid, as far as I'm aware, like crocodilian stomach acid, is ridiculously powerful. Yeah, T-Rex is a weird exception in that, like, it seems to be the only apex predator in the Hell Creek Formation, which is super fucking weird. But that could have a lot to do with just the incomplete nature of the fossil record. My understanding is that there are ichnotaxon, which are fossils that are not directly attributable to like body parts, right? Things like footprints or eggshells or stuff like that. There are ichnotaxon in late Cretaceous North America that indicate there are large oviraptorosaurs and large ornithomimosaurs on the level of things like Gigantoaptor and Deinonychirus in late Cretaceous North America. That is my understanding. But no fossil material of these animals has been found. So they're a bit of a ghost of late Cretaceous North America. I like to believe that T-Rex was having feuds with giant North American Deinonychirus motherfuckers, but that remains to be seen.
Number 3. Spinosaurus was a large carnivorous dinosaur that lived during the late Cretaceous in what is now North Africa. It's estimated to have been 49 to 59 feet, or 15 to 18 meters long. And
I still think 59 is a bit of a high estimate, but what the fuck ever. It is the longest known carnivorous dinosaur.
Spinosaurus had a distinctive sail-like structure on its back, consisting of elongated spines covered in skin or even feathers. The sail on the back of the Spinosaurus served various
feathers is a bit... I mean, there's no evidence to suggest Spinosaurus did have feathers. I don't think we have any skin impressions of it, though, either. It's possible. I wouldn't make any definitive statements on that sort of thing unless, like... I don't even know if there's, like, a megalosaur that's known to have feathers, unless you count, like, Juravinator? Because that's like a juvenile megalosaur, isn't it? But it might be a Silurisaurian. I don't know. It's a Tetanuran. Fuck it, right? So yeah, I think that's like the best possible evidence that you could have of a feathered megalosaur, and even then, its placement within Theropoda is contentious. Hands off on discussing feathered megalosaurs until further evidence is discovered.
purposes, including regulating body temperature and promoting efficiency in swimming. It also had a long crocodile-like jaw with conical teeth that were suitable for gripping and puncturing prey. Some fossils of Spinosaurus suggested that it was a semi-aquatic and may have had significant time in the water, hunting fish and other aquatic prey. While Spinosaurus was a formidable predator on its own, it's believed to have coexisted with other large predators.
Yeah.
Number 2.
I mean, that was fairly reasonable. Yeah, it even got the fucking teeth thing right, which we know the last video didn't. It's just like, oh, it had the serrated teeth or whatever. That fucking bullshit. No. They were conical, they were used for gripping onto prey.
Gigantosaurus lived during the early Cenomanian of the late Cretaceous,
Gigantoaptor.
approximately 99 to 95 million years ago. The name Gigantosaurus means giant southern lizard. Estimates of the size of this dinosaur vary due to the incompleteness of the remains found so far. Some researchers suggest that it was larger than the Tyrannosaurus rex, while others...
Do we have... No, we've already got T-Rex comparison. Is number 1 just gonna be T-Rex?
Its teeth were laterally compressed and had serrations. It's also believed to have been homeothermic, a form of warm-bloodedness that allowed for rapid growth. Additionally, it would have been...
I mean, we pretty much believe that all dinosaurs were warm-blooded at this point. So, again, sort of one of those meaningless statements. Like, yeah, we're doing, like, Ornithochirus, we're flashing back between a bunch of different fucking pterosaurs and shit. I have no idea what we're doing here.
Capable of rapidly closing its jaws and capturing prey by delivering powerful bites. The dinosaur's distinctive chin would have helped resist stress when biting into its prey.
The Giga Chin.
Number 1. And as you might have already guessed, Tyrannosaurus rex takes the first place on this list. The T-Rex lived during the...
Unbelievable. It is actually a list of 20 dinosaurs that's just dinosaurs. Unfucking believable. I never thought I'd see the day. I thought that this would be the easiest shit in the world to cross off. No, it's actually a fucking list of dinosaurs that's just dinosaurs. And the T-Rex gets the number 1 spot, which honestly it probably should. I don't think we saw one AI-generated image this entire video. No, not a mention of Megalodon in either video. That's insane. He didn't mention like a whole group. It wasn't just like Dromaeosaurs or whatever shit. We didn't get bingo on a fucking feathered friend video. Unless he hits us with these two.
Some believe that the arms were too small to be useful in any way. While
You
others
were
think they may
saying
have
that
been
fucking Tarbosaurus's arms were used for gripping onto prey when it's basically the same fucking thing.
The name Tyrannosaurus rex means Tyrant Lizard King. A fitting name for such a formidable predator, don't you think? Which dinosaur would you like to see brought back to life? Let us know in the comments. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos we've made, click one on the screen or take...
Look at the little baby demon. Little critter, little goblin. What is it? This guy swear. I love all dinosaurs, especially Blue the Velociraptor and Rexy the T-Rex. Again, actual children. Actual children. Wait! I didn't even notice this! Thanks for introducing me to this sludge fish stick. Oh no, I've infected someone with sludge. I got a shout out in the comments. I'm giving him views. I have to do these faster, otherwise people will seek it out on their own. Fuck. God, wasn't there even really outlandish thumbnail bait in this one? I don't know. Yeah, as far as like dino sludge that we've covered, and especially feathered friend, this was almost reasonable. It still sucked. There was a lot that was wrong and a lot that was just kind of stupid or pointless. Yeah, him breaking character was honestly one of like the weirdest fucking bits. This was a 6. I don't know about 6. I'd give it like a 4. It's still not a very good video. But it's better than a lot of other crap we've seen. Which... God... What does that say? I think we had a good sludge. As we always say, that's our sludge. Sludge it up.